How do you supercharge your courses with artificial intelligence? How do we do that? And we're going to take a deep dive into active learning and how we can utilize our different GPTs, ChatGPT. In our case, we use Nectar.io. That's our partner for our academic courses within higher education. And those AI assistants do such an amazing job to help engage students with active learning. And why is that important? It's important because we know that active learning literally helps students create sticky learning or more durable learning. And that is such an important thing to not just think about, but to incorporate in your course, whether it's asynchronous or live, whatever it may be. Most of the conversation today will be how to supercharge your course with AI for asynchronous courses, but these courses are good to go with asynchronous, with synchronous, with live, whatever it may be. These assistants are useful, and it's our goal, your job, if you will, to figure out how to do this. And there are many different ways that we can get towards this. So let's jump in and learn how to supercharge your course with AI. How are we going to do this? And really, the biggest question that I get asked is literally, where do I start? Where do I start with this? How do I make this work? What happens? And the simple answer is utilize. What are we going to utilize? We're going to utilize your favorite GPT to help you figure out where to start. So what is active learning? Active learning is that engagement with the content in a unique way. How do we engage with it? Well, that's really up to us as the course creator, the instructor, the professor, whatever that is. We're coming up with those multiple ways to do that. And what I would like to do right now is I am going to share my screen with you and show you one of our History 204 courses. And the course vision. Well, actually, I want to show you the Psych 355 course vision as we get looking into that. And it's how does the psychology profession introduce or utilize AI? And all of this was populated through our generative AI. How do they use it within psychology? Okay, great. Now, how can I use it within my course to be helpful for my students to learn? First off, AI tool or the technique, we can use an AI enhanced case study simulation. This is how it looks. If it's the active learning strategy, the role of the AI, and the student engagement, and then there's the outcome. Chatbot role play. Our chatbot uses a Socratic method. AI generated ethical dilemma scenarios, review and feedback. We even have an assistant that helps students practice their motivational interviewing skills. So it's incredibly powerful what we can do. And this comes from, in this case, the Nectar assistant that I use, we call it Spark, gave me all of this content. Okay, these are ways. So if I do not know how to start, if I don't know where to start, guess what? I am able to, it's up there now, my apologies. As we're looking through this, here's all the pieces. So, and I am in the correct spot now. The chatbot role play, AI generated ethical dilemma scenarios, review and feedback. My think, pair, share, which is incredibly powerful. So all of that happened through a conversation that I had with Spark, our AI assistant, and it helped me work through this. We also have a design assistant named Desi that we can use that helps. We've created the prompt for it, and it's absolutely helpful with everything that we do. So that literally is where you start. Start with artificial intelligence and having that conversation to help you utilize it in a way that is meaningful. So that's the first tip. Brainstorm with it. Go in, have a back and forth conversation. You just don't want to go into ChatGPT and say, list 5 ways to do this. You want to say, okay, well, maybe list 5 ways to do this. Now, why does it work? How can I make it better? And begin brainstorming. So we want to use the generative AI as an assistant. We don't want to give it the power. We want to let it be the assistant. And that is a unique way that we can do that. So that is how that came up. And I'm going to show you one more right now. And that one more is, oh, my apologies. Let me get there right now because I want to show you our History 204 course that we made in the History 204 course vision. And I'm going to need you to take a poll right now. So in Psych 355, we had a picture of Spark, but in History 204, we have my favorite alien. So if you like the alien better than Spark, put that in the comments section because we want to use the alien, but Spark is overtaking us for the look for it. So just a little fun. So tell me in the in the comments if you like the alien better than Spark. So this is what we did with our History 204. Spark trained as an historical figure. Spark trained on both MLK and Malcolm X primary documents and speeches, and then have them have a conversation because they have two different perspectives. Spark trained with primary documents, and then we have to know what are those primary documents, and Spark trained as a reflective partner. So all of those things help Spark to help us to really brainstorm with Spark, brainstorm with our generative AI to know where to start. And that is that brainstorming. So once we've brainstormed, variations, and variations. Oh, are you sharing the screen? Oh, I got some comments. Yeah, so I will be sharing the screen now as we look at variations to this. And specifically, I am going to share out the modules document that we use for History 204, where we created everything that we use. So let me share that out and put that up on the screen, adding it to stage. So everybody should be able to see that right now. And as we're going through the document, take a look. So this is our first discussion here. This gives us discussion overview, discussion prompt, choose a primary source. What is a primary source? I don't even know what that is. Well, you know what? The student will be able to use the Nectar AI to help them figure all that out. And then this is the think, pair, share exercise that they will go through. So remember, think, pair, share is an active learning principle. So they're going to think. So in other words, they'll reflect on a chosen primary source by considering the following questions. And then we have the question, what's the main idea or message of the primary source? How does it reflect? So they're thinking through this. So they're not even pairing up with the generative AI yet until step 2, where they pair. They're going to interact with Spark, our AI assistant, to deeper your understanding, engage in a minimum of 4 interactions. And then we give them some ideas what they can use as the interactions. So Spark, can you provide a brief summary of the primary source? Is that what they're doing? Spark, in your initial post, or how did the primary source impact the people or the nation during the Reconstruction era? So we're going to, in just a moment, we're going to look at that actual discussion thread, and we're going to see how it works within Spark, within our generative AI, because it is going to be kind of cool, because I learned something just as I was going to practice with it today. But at first, I want to talk about our AI case competition that we are holding at Los Angeles Pacific University, and it is a case for students. So a student makes a team of 4 other students, and you could be in any program, any major, just a student, graduate or undergraduate, and it's a case competition to come up and find the best solution for a case that you will be presented on April 30th. So you can use that QR code right there to sign up, and there are prizes. The first prize is $500 for the team, second prize $300, third prize $200. Those are team prizes. So you get a case competition on April 30th, but 2 weeks prior to that, you get access to Nectar's AI assistant, and you can use them however you like, play with them to figure out what the best prompts are to use and really get a deep dive into whatever you would like to do with AI assistant. So it's really neat to be able to do that. So use that QR code to sign up. And then along with that, we're going to have an AI in action conference for everyone. We call it Compete, Learn, Lead. Click that QR code right there. So take a picture of it and sign up for the AI in Action Conference. What is the AI in Action Conference? Well, that is a free conference where we're going to have speakers who can or who will share what they're doing with artificial intelligence within their courses. We're going to have people from industry as well as people from higher education. So it's going to be really good for everybody. And with our AI in Action, Kavita Guy of Nectar is going to be the keynote speaker, so you won't want to miss that. So with all of that said, let's jump back in and look at how we enhanced engagement with the use of our Spark. So I'm going to, once again, so real quick, just share this out, and this should be our History 204 course module. And as we're looking at that, we have this pair piece. So we're going to talk to the actual Spark here in just a second. And as we do, we're going to walk through what that student would do. So you saw the prompts. I am going to show you the Nectar AI right now. Here we go. So if I'm in History 204, this is they'll just see their assistant that they have. So I want the Reconstruction era, think, pair, share. So we told them in the course module, they said, and I'm going to paste this in. Can you provide a brief summary of, and then the name of the primary source? And the neat part is even if I don't have the primary source, whoops, let me add this to stage again. Even if I don't have a primary source in mind, I can ask Nectar about it or ask the AI assistant about it. So I'm going to say, in this case of, I believe it was Article 15, or I'm going to ask what should I use as a primary artifact? So I'm going to start the conversation early, even before I started thinking in the think piece. I want this. So the 15th Amendment. Okay, let's use the 15th Amendment. Oh, okay. So let's chat about the 15th Amendment. I always forget the numbers on the different amendments. So let's chat about the 15th Amendment. What is it? Boom. So this counts as one. This is our first one, the 15th Amendment. And it gives us a lot. 15th Amendment of the United States ratified 1870 is one of the key amendments from the Reconstruction era. So we're in the right era. So it has that. I'm going to show you why it's staying right along with this. It was designed to address voting rights and ensure that the right to vote could not be denied based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Here is the main text of the amendment. So it gets right into it. And then the next thing, one other, we say, okay, so we can ask what additional context or background information can you give me about the Reconstruction era that relates to this, to the 15th Amendment? How did the 15th Amendment impact the people or nation during the Reconstruction era? So I'm just going to ask that and put in 15th Amendment right there within here. And then, so I just copied that. I'm going to say 15th Amendment. And then notice, because I'm actively engaging, I'm going to read, or I'm going to create durable learning more easily as I do this. So let's see what it comes back with. And what we're doing, since we have our artificial intelligence in here, we also tell them within the class, hey, you need to think critically because it's not always going to give you the right answer. So we're actually engaging critical thinking as well. So we are asking people to go through this conversation, and then is it, what was right about it? What was wrong about it? What were the facts? Different things. So critical thinking is an integrated piece to all of these exercises. And with the use of AI everywhere now, it's incredibly important that we really engage people with this and let them know, use your critical thinking, because it's not always right. Just like people, we're not always right? So we want our students to engage with the critical thinking. And that's incredibly important because we want to teach people how to do this, how to use these products ethically. And when they're able to use them ethically, then they're able to better understand and better make their own judgment rather than just be led by the technology, because we don't want people to simply be led by the technology. So now that you see how it works, let's look underneath the hood a little bit by hitting settings and going to the prompt. And it tells us, we just tell Spark what it is: stay focused and clear, encourage reflection, offer historical context, respect academic integrity, do not provide a finished write-up or formal academic analysis, possible student prompts. So we give them what they might be getting asked. And then we give context and our expectations explicitly within the prompt. So that is one way that when I was not sharing that, my apologies. So let's do this again. So within the prompt, we explicitly tell the AI assistant what it should be doing. It's part of a think, pair, share activity. It's supposed to stay focused, encourage reflection, offer context and analysis, but it's also supposed to respect academic integrity, do not provide a finished write-up or formal academic analysis that the student can use verbatim. We don't want somebody just copying and pasting. So that really is a big part of this. We want it to be Socratic and have a conversation. That way now the student takes that and utilizes it in their discussion post. And that's the critical piece. So that literally is one simple way that we are adding artificial intelligence, generative AI, into the process so students actively engage. And as they actively engage with the content, so active learning equals more durable learning. And that's what we want the outcome to be, is this content to stick. And when they have more durable learning, it gets to the bottom line of what we want students be able to do. And that's be able to take that learning and utilize it in creative ways to solve these very complex issues that we're facing today. So as we use active learning and all the tools that we have, now we have an opportunity for students to more quickly be able to create that durable learning within their mind, connect to all the previous networks that they have and all the schema, and then use it to solve these very complex issues in today's world by using a creative approach. So that is how we are using AI within our courses and how we are allowing it to help students create more durable learning. And that's how we absolutely use AI to put some real active learning within our courses.